It's been a crazy season. So as usual, Dave won the off season for a while, but then he kind of lost at the end. So I feel bad for him. And then the season started, and 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 now we've reversed the roles. Okay, and the Packers played the Washington Commanders, and we were able to talk about this already because we did the Friday show and everything. But just let me look at my notes. Oh, this is something I really really enjoy a lot. Jordan Love used to kind of throw the ball when he's getting hit, do all these hero throws. And part of this might be because there's less pressure because the team's kind of doing well, but he's throwing the ball away now. He's not making the stupid throws. And people have been noticing this. They go back and look at the tape and they're like, anytime there's a pressure or something where you're like, oh, this is bad, a bell goes off in his head and he just gets rid of the ball or just does something smart. And I'm like, that's what I've been waiting for his whole career. Like he used to just chuck it up and be like, here's a 50-50 ball, and guys would like pick it off sometimes or do something crazy. And he still kind of does that like a little bit once in a while.
I mean, I feel like that Malik Heath throw was a bit of a like, oh, let's see what happens. And Malik Heath made like an amazing play on it.
It was kind of far enough outside though, where it was going to be out of bounds or not caught.
That's the thing that I would also say on top of that, Doug, is that when you throw those, you throw them on the sideline so that you either have to make a hero catch or nobody gets it. And he used to throw those like 3 or 4 yards inside the barrier, right? And so you can see that's an evolution because good quarterbacks do that. They throw it like right on the end, so like your guy gets it or it's incomplete. They don't throw it over the middle where it can be tipped and then all this other bad stuff happens. So yeah, that was an awesome part of Jordan Love's game.
And I'm gonna say something. Okay, one more thing about Jordan Love. He's like 4th or 5th in EPA right now. He would have been even higher, but all these other guys like Daniel Indiana Jones keep on like throwing like freaking piss missiles across the field, right? And get their EPA per play or passing yards per play, like Geno Smith is high.
Oh, man.
But Jordan Love has more touchdowns and more things happening and everything. Yeah. So this is the thing. The league's becoming very dink and dunk. If you look at a lot of the passers in the league, other than Russell Wilson, they're just doing checkdowns like crazy. There's a lot of checkdowns in the league. There's a lot like the yards per pass is like very low for many teams. And the Jordan Love, his yards per throw is actually really high, but he's also very efficient, not throwing picks so much other than that one I called back, throwing a lot of touchdowns. So that's really, really good. And my nice thing I'm going to say about Caleb Williams is he did get timed at over 20 miles an hour on one of his scrambles. So he's a very good scrambler. And I think the Bears should turn into a Raven-style Lamar Jackson offense.
Wow, that's a hot take that I don't agree with at
all. I 100% think they should with Caleb Williams.
So we shouldn't even talk about the Bears game because it was so bad. But it was so bad. But I will say this.
Things about that.
I will say this. Let's just bring it around to the NFC Central, right? Like JJ McCarthy had 5 minutes of good against what looks like a atrocious defense, right? And then he plays the Atlanta Falcons and looks atrocious again. So he's cooked. Now he's out for a couple weeks. The Bears offense has had moments, right? They've had moments where they look like they know what they're doing.
They look exciting.
But the Bears are still the Bears. Like they're finding ways to lose. And to Dave's credit, he said a week before the season started, okay, the championship's over, the season's over. I'm on vacation now because the Bears actually have to play real football games.
It's Brewer season, baby.
And for David's Brewer season because
playoffs.
Every single year, people say the Bears are going to be good, and every single year they're not good. Like, just wait till the Bears are good. Like, you guys just need to learn.
Wait till they play a couple games.
Yeah, like
they were really great that first quarter. The first quarter of the season, I was like, wow, look at this. You know?
Okay. So Caleb's like passer rating on the first 2 drives of each game, like the ones that he practices during the week, that's all scripted, is really, really good. It's really high, right? Like he's almost perfect, right? And then when it gets into the game and he has to make game time decisions, he turns into the guy he was at USC and the guy he was last year, where he holds the ball too long. He's not throwing it to the right place. He's looking at the wrong read.
He's
right?
wondering what fingernail polish he should put on a hat.
Yeah, like he. I think he has the ability. You can see it from those first 2 drives to like bring it all together and like figure things out. But he's taking a while to figure things out. In the first drive, he's not processing because he's running the script. And then he's processing in the 3rd and 4th quarter when things are getting kind of messy. And I think he just gets in his own head and he just needs to chill. I think all this pressure from the outside that the Bears are going to be good is also part of the problem because they're not that good. Like, I'm sorry, they're not. They've got a lot of big names, but look at their defense.
I wonder how good the offensive line has been blocking for him because I don't watch every play, Dave. But like the reviews are, is that his time to pass that he has in the pocket clean is as good as it's ever been in his career.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's good compared to other teams because last year maybe it was bad.
Our offensive line gives him a clean pocket.
They give him a clean pocket, so like
It's
there's
been
not
better.
a whole lot of excuse for him. And the thing about it is, even though I'm a Packer fan and I hate the Bears in a certain way, but like when I watch them play and make these cool plays, it's kind of exciting and fun. I kind of want to watch a game where like Jordan Love and Caleb are going back and forth and having like, you know, these crazy, like things happen, you know?
And to be fair, I wouldn't say the Bears offensive line was good last year. There were a lot of like quick sacks that the Bears offensive line screwed up, but there were a ton of plays where he had time and he held it too long and he made the mistake. Do you know what I mean?
And so, and pass blocking, their offensive line rated like 14th or 15th on paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They weren't that terrible. And everyone's like, oh, his offensive line's terrible. That's why there were 70 sacks. Well, when you hold the ball for 9 seconds, you know, that can happen. So
that there is one blessing that's coming up for Doug.
What's
you want to watch something that's exciting? And this is something that we're not supposed to cover till Friday, but one thing that Dougie can look forward to is Dallas Caleb.
Yes,
it's going to be 2 crappy defenses. 2 who
I
knows
hope
what
it's
offenses.
88 to
that should be all sorts. That'll be the Giants Cowboys again, or it'll
I hope there's more.
Now it's going to be 13. It's going to be 13-10 now because everybody's excited about it because that's just what happens. You know, that's just what happens. It's going to be 13-10. So the Packers are playing the Browns and the Bears are playing the Cowboys this next weekend. So that could be 2 dumpster fire games, or it could be 2 really good games. I don't know.
The Browns are good against the run. They're very good.
So the Cowboys defense might be worse than the Bears. So if Caleb doesn't have a good game against the Cowboys, like that's a problem. I'm not even saying the Bears have to win that
Kenny
game.
Clark's over there though, so watch out. You know?
Yeah, I think Dallas is going to still score a bunch of points, but like if Caleb puts up a stinker and scores like 15, 16 points against the Cowboys defense, that's definitely a problem. Geno Smith throwing more interceptions. Nope, not that time. Okay.
And Caleb's also just throwing pretty much to Odun Romeo, right? Most of the time or whatever.
Odunze got targeted a lot.
Romeo's in Green Bay. Rome is in Chicago.
Yeah. Wait, where's DJ Moore? Is he hurt, Dave?
I have him on my fantasy team.
Traded away? Because
no,
I
actually one of the guys in our league had a brilliant idea to me. Bears need a running back, and Justin Fields needs a second wide receiver. Let's make it happen. Braylon Allen for DJ Moore. Braylon Allen
for DJ Moore.
Oh, Braylon Allen.
Oh,
no, you can't have a Badger. That's not.
No, we need to have a Badger. We need to have a Hammer.
No, you're not.
We'll let him keep Breece Hall. Let him keep that.
You already have Sanborn. No, you don't get more.
Braylon Allen ain't doing nothing in New York, anyways.
I don't think he'll want to go to the Bears. But I mean, it is the Jets, so I mean that is one franchise you can probably trade.
It's an even trade.
He's got a much better line over.
Dude, they're not going to trade DJ Moore for Braylon Allen. All right, so let's talk about the Bears. Let's talk about Poles because Dave sent us some articles about how bad Poles is at. I even read them, and it's a little shocking because I was reading through it, and you know, the more I think about it, the more it kind of rings true. So, Dave, give us kind of the synopsis of what's going on here with these reports.
All right. So one thing you have to think about historically is Ryan Poles has been around for about 4 years. He has yet to have somebody who he drafted make a Pro Bowl. And he's had a number of draft picks. Yesterday, one of the things that really stood out is he had 2 picks in the second round this last year. Ozzie Trapillo and then oh goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Shamar Turner. Oh no, Shamar Turner. The 2 linemen. They were both healthy scratches. In 2024, his 3rd round pick, he took Karan Amagaji, who was going to be a project, but still, he was also a healthy scratch. So 2 of his offensive linemen in the last 2 years drafted in the top 3 rounds. Healthy scratches. Granted, Kyron, we know that he is going to be a project because A, he was Yale, and B, he was also coming off of an injury. But you have to consider, why are you going to draft somebody like that if you already have holes on your offensive line? It's one thing if you're the Eagles and you already have established linemen who are there, but for some reason, Poles thought, no, I'm going to take this guy, and he is going to be the 3rd string backup tackle from the sounds of it. So his track record is just getting worse and worse. When you look at our defense, Kevin Byard, he's too old. He was one of our free agent signees 2 years ago. Unfortunately, age is catching up to him. He looks good when he has 3 elite cornerbacks in front of him. Unfortunately, when Jalen Johnson got hurt in the second quarter, we were again without Kyler Gordon. Jalen Johnson tore his groin. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. And Tyreek Stevenson, our other cornerback, who's good when the other 2 guys are there.
Yeah.
He gave up a perfect quarterback rating against the Lions yesterday.
Dude, yeah, he did not look good at all. He did not.
So yeah, that was supposed to be the one area that maybe it could say, okay, he drafted some guys that are good, and they're just annihilated. Our secondary was supposed to be a strength. It's not there. We don't have any depth. And when he took Velus Jones in the 3rd round, a wide receiver who, you're like, oh no, he's not going to be good enough to play wide receiver. He'll be a gimmick or a gadget. With the 3rd round, nothing about his draft history. The best thing that he's done is taken Torrey Taylor, the punter, in the 4th round.
No, that's not good.
Otherwise, in 2023, he doubled down. He went on Gervin Dexter and Zach Pickens on back-to-back rounds, 2nd and 3rd round.
Are they still in the league? Even? Are they still
Dexter
playing?
is still there, but Pickens is out.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
Roshan
that's just
Johnson.
within 2 years. Your 3rd round D lineman is out. Roshan Johnson, who he drafted in the 4th round, granted he's hurt, but he still hasn't shown anything either. So up and down, you don't see anything out there that says, okay, this is guy. And okay, Fresh or Hype brought up a good point. Rome is getting targeted left and right yesterday, and his I think average depth of target was 18 yards. For DJ Moore, it's only like 8. They're getting him a lot of screens, so he's chucking it to him down ball, which from a fantasy standpoint, that's great. And unfortunately, Rome had 2 or 3 drops that, one of them was right in the numbers, but I still would have preferred that we had taken Olufashanu with our 2nd pick right after Caleb Williams. Get him that left tackle.
Yep.
Instead, you had to show, no, we're going to get him the wide receiver who he handpicked because our quarterback is going to drive who we draft.
I mean, this is the thing too, is like, I get that you want to get him a guy, but you had a guy in DJ Moore. And You know what's hard to get? Left tackles. You know what's not as hard to get? Good wide receivers. Like maybe not great wide receivers, right? But you can get a lot of good wide receivers, right? They're out. Dude, freaking what's his name on the Carolina Panthers just came out of retirement and had 2 touchdowns. The little white guy from Clemson. What the heck is his name? I can't remember.
Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, Hunter Renfrow.
He was mowing his lawn.
Look like he's in game shape. They just called him off the couch. And they're like,
he's mowing his neighbor's lawn, gets a phone call, and they're like, "You want to play football?" He's like, "I guess so." And then he shows up and he gets 2 touchdowns. So like,
the Panthers,
you can find wide receivers, man. You can't find tackles. Like it's hard.
It's easy to find fast guys who are about 190, 200 pounds.
There's a lot of
to find an athletic 330-pound man.
Thank you. Or who's 6'4" as well, right? Like 5
exactly.
6'6".
Who's long and whatnot. It's a lot more difficult.
Yeah, it's way more difficult. So you take those guys, which is why, when the Packers took Morgan 2 years ago, I wasn't super excited about it, but this weekend he had to start, right? Because we had an injury and he did pretty well against the actual Washington Commanders defensive line. So like, not only did we get a tackle high, but we didn't even play him basically last year. And he came in clutch and he's going to be a starter one day. So yeah, prioritizing offensive line for a young quarterback should be the number one thing for every single football team. You look at what happened to Andrew Luck, right? Look at what happened to even Deshaun Watson before even the, all this stuff happened. Like he was getting smacked around.
I have to say,
Joe Burrow getting smacked around. He's now hurt. So go ahead, Doug. What do you got to say?
Somebody asked Jerry Jones on the radio one day this like off season, and he stormed off and did this thing and said, "I'm never coming back." And the question was, "Hey, you're a GM. Can you name a GM you're better than?" And he couldn't, but now we can. Polls.
No. Boom.
Well, shoot, 4th round, we take Ruben Hippolyte, linebacker out of Maryland, who
that was a massive
graded
stretch.
in the 7th round.
Dude, that was a massive reach because like he's like a special teams player, which is fine, right? Like you should have those guys, but you should draft them in the 7th round, like you said.
And then after that, in the 5th round, he took Za Frazier, a cornerback out of Texas San Antonio.
Yeah,
who's out for the season. So it's you look at his draft history and you just can't have faith in anything. How did he get his extension? And there's a reason why people in Chicago, they're upset.
I mean, he made the trade with the Panthers to not take Bryce Young, right? So that
Mhm.
that was a good move. I think the
Yep.
Panthers were not smart to do it, but the Bears, the Bears were planning on trading out of that pick anyway. So, I think the Panthers more overpaid than the actual Bears did a great job there. But like you said, he took Caleb. Didn't look at Jalen Daniels tape. Did we talk about that already, Dave? We didn't
Yep.
talk about.
Yeah, we
He
talked
didn't,
about
Yeah.
that.
he
Yeah, we
didn't. He
talked about
didn't
that
watch
in
any
part.
Jalen Daniels tape, and Jalen Daniels looks pretty good. And then he doesn't take a tackle. So, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But to be fair, Jane Daniels loses to the Packers too, so maybe it could have been a Bear.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm. Well, either way, all right. So the Bears suck. What went wrong in that game,
No,
Dave?
no, the Bears don't suck. Our GM sucks.
I
We
mean,
got a
the
good
Bears
head
suck.
coach. We got some good pieces.
I mean, you think
But-
you have a good head coach. He was a
We're
good
not
offensive
totally
coordinator.
Sure about that.
You had a good offensive coordinator that was the most, desired offensive coordinator in the league before as a head coach. How did that go?
Who was that? Nagy?
Yeah, Matt Nagy.
He
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Andy Reid called all of the plays.
True, which
So
again,
Nagy wasn't really. We'd hope that.
I'm
there
not
was
saying
potential.
Nagy's Ben Johnson. I'm just saying
No.
Nagy went in and nothing changed, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know that Ben Johnson can fix the Bears. I think Ben Johnson was the absolute right hire, but I don't know if he can fix the Bears.
We can at least see where he's scheming the right people, and the people are open.
Yeah,
Caleb still needs to see the development. And there was one play I want to bring up where it was, I think it was a 4th down and 3. We had the ball at around the 10, and they wound up doing a Caleb just a sprint out to the right,
Mhm.
and he was able to get the first down, and then he pops up, and then it looks like he's barking at his wide receivers. He's barking at Luther Burden, and he's barking at Zacchaeus, like he expected them to pave the way for him to get into the end zone.
Mm.
So if you're a quarterback and it's a scramble, should you really be yelling at your smaller wide receivers because you didn't get a touchdown? It was just the whole body language. Obviously, I didn't get to hear anything, but I was just looking at the body language and how he was talking to the wide receivers, walking back at the huddle. It looked like he was barking at them, and that's just not a realistic expectation. So I'm not sold on his leadership. I don't. Hopefully, he's a young man. He has time to mature. Hopefully, he
Right.
can grow up a little bit. That'll happen next year. But yeah,
We'll see.
Well, Ben
Brewer
Johnson
season,
is
baby.
Sorry, go ahead.
That it is.
Well, Ben
All right.
Johnson, I'm not completely sold on. He was really good with the Lions, but the Lions had like all pros at like every position. All pro wide receiver, all pro offensive line,
Right.
at least Pro Bowl level quarterback.
I mean, they didn't look like they missed Ben Johnson yesterday at all.
That's why I'm
You know?
saying, like, if they
At all.
play well, they can just throw. They led the league in scoring last year, but they
Right.
scored 50 points.
Yeah. And is the Bears defense that bad? Is the Lions offense just that good? Like, I mean, there's all these questions.
You
so-
got to consider Dennis Allen loves to play high pressure man,
Yeah, which
and
is they don't have the personnel for that.
and the personnel that the Lions have is perfect for killing man, right? Because you got
Yeah.
all of that speed all over the place. So
And they're
Lions
giving
are
time
able
for
to
Goff
feast,
to
so-
pass. Goff
Yeah.
had 0 sacks, I think, in that game.
yeah, he did. Lance Briggs called out our edge rusher Montez Sweat for not having any pressure despite getting all the big boy money.
Ooh, we didn't have any pressure.
But you need to get a lot of pressure from different places against the Lions, like up the middle
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
All
That's
right,
their
so
weakness, yeah.
let's do something fun. Let's do predictions. Who wins more football games this year? The Vikings with Carson Wentz, okay, and only Carson Wentz at quarterback. Okay. The Bengals with Browning at quarterback, okay, or the 49ers with Mac Jones at quarterback. Okay, let's say over the next 3 weeks, who wins the most games? Who do you guys think is in the best position to be successful out of those 3 teams?
Ooh. I'm gonna
And Mac Jones doesn't have Kittle.
Nope, Kittle's
no
out,
Kittle.
and like all he had pretty much was McCaffrey, and this is the Saints, guys. Okay, so he looked good, but it's also the Saints. So like
Mhm.
it's still Mac Jones. Like
But who are
I
they
know
playing
the
against?
system. I'm 100% the 49ers system. You could literally throw in almost anybody and they would function in that system at a
Yeah.
pretty high level, right?
Enough to
So-
win games.
So we're just seeing the next 3 weeks. So the Bengals play at Minnesota, at Denver, and Detroit.
Yep.
So heads up,
Oh.
I'll go Bengals, and then I say they lose the next 2. So they get 1
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
The Vikings for their other 2 games of the next 3. Let's check it out.
I think they play the Eagles also. Or somebody hard this next 2 games. Maybe it's after that.
So they play, and then it's Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Ooh, Pittsburgh.
Who is that? Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota plays Cincy, Pittsburgh, and
Here
Cleveland.
comes the Carson Wentz bandwagon.
So wait, Carson Wentz is going to go play against the entire AFC North, basically, is what's going to happen.
Yes.
And beat
Oh,
him.
interesting.
He's
Interesting.
totally gonna beat them.
I
So
mean,
he gets to play the Aaron Rodgers.
that would be hilarious. Okay,
I think the
and
Vikings
then-
are kind of terrible, but like I don't know, maybe they pull it out.
I mean, and Aaron Jones is hurt now too, guys. Right? Did you hear that? Aaron Jones is
Oh,
hurt
yeah.
now.
Well, is Pittsburgh's defense any good this year?
No.
I
That
don't
was
look like
that
it.
was part of it.
No.
It didn't look that, and the Jets rolled
Jalen
over
Ramsey's
them, so.
the only thing that's working for them on defense, it seems like.
So-
He's done a couple cool things.
The Niners play
So-
the Cardinals, the Jags, and the Rams. All beatable teams, but all teams that I feel like can beat them too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the
Yeah.
Rams probably are a better team than the Niners right now, but I'd say the Jaguars and 49ers are kind of a wash. I know that sounds silly, but with, Mac Jones and whatnot and, all the injuries and no Kittle. And the Cardinals, I mean, who knows? They almost lost to the Panthers, but they're 2-0. The Cardinals are 2-0, guys.
They were
They're
20.
2-0.
They're up 27-3 or whatever, and then won at
27-6, I think it was.
Yeah, 27-6.
And the Panthers had opportunities to come back in the game. You know what? That was a really fun game, but the Panthers definitely threw it away. They got the onside kick, and you're like, oh, they got all the momentum, and then they just didn't do anything with it. And then they got a penalty to bail themselves out, and then they still didn't do anything with it. So yeah, that was kind of rough. Cardinals defense though showed up when it mattered, right? And yeah, that was a really
still Arizona's only beat New Orleans and Carolina, so I like
Barely.
Mac Jones for those three teams.
Yeah. for
Yeah,
who they're playing.
I'll take San Francisco and
If
Mac
I had to
Jones.
put money down, I'd put San Francisco, but watch out. You never know. Carson Wentz might be able to beat some of those teams.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's on my waiver pickup for Wednesday morning. We'll see if I get him.
There you go.
That
Yeah,
was a really
Mac
good
Jones.
question, though.
Mac Jones not a bad pickup either. I mean,
Mhm.
like the Jaguars defense still isn't great. The Cardinals defense still isn't great. The Rams defense is good though. Maybe not playing.
Oh
that
yeah,
week.
Rams are solid.
Oh, and I got to make a
but-
correction. In our fantasy thing on Friday, I said pick up the Saints because they're playing McCarthy. I meant the Falcons. And see what they did against JJ McCarthy? They were awesome. Sacks everywhere, interceptions. Like I knew it was going to happen, but I said the Saints instead of the Falcons. So hey, just who's ever playing the Vikings, just try to pick them up, guys.
I
Like
have a
just do
question
that.
also. If you're
Yeah.
the Packers, what would you accept for a trade for Malik Willis?
Oh,
Because
I wouldn't.
Nothing.
I wouldn't.
nothing
Dude,
at all.
we're
Yeah, I
so
mean,
good.
well, there's
we're
this rumor.
so close to maybe winning the division. I think we're definitely a playoff team. If we have anything happen to Jordan Love over like a 3 or 4 game span, we can't afford to
So
lose
you
those.
even a first round draft
We,
pick, you're like,
we
no.
got to
No.
win at least 2 out of 5. Let's say he's gone for 5 games. We got to win at least 2. I think Malik Willis could win us 2 games. I do. I think he could maybe even 3 out of 5.
He could even win
maybe
a playoff
4.
game if he just
I mean-
goes into that mode of game manager
Yeah.
scramble.
He was 2-0 last year, and then the last game against the Bears he played, and he did okay. He didn't do too great, but like
Well,
I
teams
think
don't know how to
if-
game plan for him, right?
I was gonna say, I think if LaFleur's game plan includes Malik Willis from the start, right? There's gonna be certain teams he's gonna scheme it up to where it's gonna be successful, like a Tennessee last year, right?
Yep.
So, like, to be honest, if we're playing the Bears, no offense, Dave, I feel like LaFleur could scheme some stuff up to run all over the Bears and like have things that are going to be successful for Malik Willis to do. Do you know what I mean? Where if we're playing the Eagles, probably not. But we have to keep him. We have to keep him.
But it's
'Cause
been
what
a
are we
big
gonna
rumor
get?
today, right? That the
a
Bengals
fourth
are
round-
trying to get him.
5th round pick, like who cares? No, like it's more important that we have a backup for Love, even if he gets nicked up for a half and we're winning by 10 and Malik just needs to go in there and run the clock down as much as possible. Like, dude, like, did you see our backup quarterbacks in preseason last year? That's why we traded for Malik Willis. Like,
Mhm.
backup quarterbacks matter, guys, more than ever in the NFL. Backup quarterbacks matter.
Right.
You got to keep them.
Right now, Green Bay's goal has to be getting the 1 seed and this
Yes.
be in the year, not next year. You're
Minimum
not about
win the
rebuilding.
division.
You're
At
the
minimum.
you're the youngest team in the league. You're going
Mhm.
for this year. Don't build for the future. Do it
Yeah.
now while you can.
No, a 4th or 5th round pick is not worth potentially 2 or 3 football games that he could play. Do you know what I mean? Like he did a good
What if they
enough job
offer way
last
more,
year.
like a second or a first?
I'd trade him for a 2nd round pick, sure. But then I go ahead and trade a 4th round pick for somebody else's backup. Do you know what I mean? Like another player. So because you cannot.
Well, that was my question. What level of pick would it have to be? Second, first, two first, to give up
No, they're
a
not.
really
No
good
one's
backup?
giving up a first from. No one's giving up a
No.
second for Malik Willis.
It is
No.
the Bengals.
Why would they do? But they got.
They're not gonna.
Well,
They
I
already
think
have a decent
The
quarterback. so yeah, it
Bengals,
doesn't
the
make
Bengals,
sense.
the Bengals are not built to win a Super Bowl this year.
No, they're not.
So it makes
The-
no sense for them to give up a second round pick.
The
for-
magic of Burrow makes you think that they can. Do you know what I mean? And I think Browning's going to win them a couple games. I still think the
Oh, yeah.
Bengals have a shot at making the playoffs.
They,
But he
they
ain't
still
winning them a
averaged
Super
26
Bowl.
points a game with Browning a couple years ago.
Yeah, but they're not making a Super Bowl and getting
No.
another quarterback, especially Malik Willis, who's, let's be honest, is not like a passer more as much as he is like kind of a combo rusher hybrid.
Like
right?
Browning's decent. Why would they even want
Yeah.
Malik Willis, right?
I mean,
This is a
unless they
bigger
want him
thing.
as a backup just in case because their offensive line is so trash, right?
That's
You know,
right.
like
That's
everybody gets
true.
hurt here.
They're just going to keep
You know?
going through quarterbacks.
They're like, we need 4 quarterbacks. The Browns figured it out. You know, they're like, hey, you just have 5 or 6 quarterbacks on the
That's
roster.
right.
And you never have to worry
You just
about
have
it.
Shador Sanders ready to go at any moment.
Dude, should somebody trade for Shador? He's hurt, but like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's getting much play
What if
time.
they do
Dylan
get
Gabriel,
Shador on the Bengals? What if Shador plays for the Bengals and Jamar Chase?
that would be hilarious because Joe Flacco is not looking too good, folks.
At least as a backup, just get him there as a backup and see,
Yeah.
just in case.
Dude, Trubisky came in for the Bills this weekend. It was all kinds of crazy. Trubisky played for the Bills for what, 2 drives or something like that while Allen was healing up. He like hit his nose or something.
He got a
Trubisky
bloody
did
nose.
okay. Yeah, Trubisky did okay in those games.
There's a lot of hurt quarterbacks this week.
Yeah, dude.
Concussions
Like,
from
a
Justin
lot.
Fields.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. Don't let anybody take Malik Willis just in case, right? Like high ankle sprain, like JJ McCarthy has, right? Probably 3 to 4 games, sometimes 5, depending on the player, sometimes 6. But you got to have somebody that can come in and run the offense efficiently. Yeah, I like Malik Willis as our backup. Let's keep it that way. So, all right, who wins this game tonight? Chargers or Raiders? It is currently 10-6 in the second quarter while we're recording. Who wins this game? Doug, do you still have faith in your Raiders?
Yeah, I think they just have the Pete Carroll magic where they somehow make things happen. Geno Smith throws for a lot of yards. They have Brock Bowers, the wide receiver 1, at tight end.
Yep.
They've got Jonty down there who eventually somehow they have to figure out how to get him going in the running game, right? But the Raiders are just one of those crazy teams that you just don't want to play. Somehow they just win games at times when it seems like they shouldn't. Geno Smith's throwing picks, but they just do.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers is actually a really good wide receiver. He's like almost never, he has like no drops as a wide receiver in his career.
Jacoby Myers is pretty good, honestly.
He is definitely like a tier 2 wide receiver. Like he could be wide receiver 1 on your team.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the Raiders just get no credit and people overlook them. So who's winning right now?
The Chargers 10-6?
10
Yeah, 10-6. Keenan Allen got a touchdown in the first quarter. Herbert
Keenan Allen,
Keenan
10
Allen.
for 50 yards.
out of that Bears uniform,
I
he's
take
already
that
productive.
back. Keenan Allen scoring touchdowns. The
Oh, yeah.
Chargers are gonna
Oh yeah,
win
now
this
that he's out of Chicago, touchdown every game.
I was gonna say he had what? 3 total
Former
touchdowns
Bears players are
last
going
year?
off.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we'll sign you back for a low contract, and you're just the same player." It just
Maybe we
didn't
need to
look
track
like it.
former Bear players all year and see how well they do.
Mhm.
I'm
Have, like,
down
a
for that.
spreadsheet.
Well, it's none that were drafted in the last 4 years because they're all garbage. But anyway, previously they might be worth tracking.
Right.
I mean,
just
Brisker was a decent pick, right? They took
Oh,
Brisker.
he was,
and- yeah, Brisker was decent. I liked him, but that's about it. Like looking at the rest of your draft picks, I'm just like, oof, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. All right, what else do we got? Anything else from this weekend that stood out to you guys, or are we feeling pretty good about week 2 and we're excited for Friday's show?
Well, we're coming up at it. We got about 1 minute left. So one quick idea I floated: Joe Burrows is the blank of the NFL. My idea is here being, okay, he's an amazing athlete, but he can't stay healthy. Greg Oden came to mind right away for the NBA, where he was amazing in college, but he never stayed healthy for a full season.
Well, he
So
was
I
amazing
went
in college, but not at all in the NBA. So that's not a good. That's not.
Well,
a good
he was never healthy in the NBA. That's
True.
why I was thinking like Vince Carter. His first year, he went to the playoffs. Him and T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, they did amazing. Like, oh, here comes the next Michael, and then he was just always hurt. So is he the Vince Carter, or what would be your comparison for Joe Burrow?
You know what? I'm trying to think. Oh man, off the top of my head, the Cy Young winner for the San Francisco Giants, Tim Lincecum.
Yeah.
Remember the guy with the long hair,
Yes.
and he
Yeah.
won like
Yeah.
3 Cy Youngs in 4 years, and then
Yeah.
it was just gone. Like his arm was just gone, and he couldn't pitch anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Like he was at one point like looked like an evolution for a pitcher, like high standard. Burrow has looked like the best quarterback in the NFL on so many occasions, right? Like,
Mhm.
he hasn't won an MVP yet, but he's so good that that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Though Lincecum did win a World Series with the Giants and
Oh, so he's a Kerry Wood then.
some Cy Youngs. Ooh, damn, that's rough. but
Kerry
kinda-
Wood. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good
is
one.
rough.
He has
That
a
is
shitty
rough.
franchise. And then he,
Yeah. No, dude, it's true. I'm a Cubs fan, folks. These two are Brewers fans. I'm a Cubs fan, and maybe even Mark Pryor, dude.
Penny
'cause
Hardaway.
remember,
yeah, I was thinking that
he-
tandem right
he-
there.
I was almost because he was so good too for like 3 years, and then his arm went out. I think Kerry was better for longer, and
Yeah.
injuries. That is a pretty good comparison, though. I actually really like that because Kerry came out the wood hot too, man. Like that 20 strikeout game. He was running our ERA around 3.2, 3.4, and then just striking everybody out. And then his arm just went out. But dude, that's all Dusty Baker. Like if you guys remember, I don't know if any of you guys are Cubs fans out there or have watched the Cubs games, but when Pryor and Wood were pitching in the Dusty Baker years for the Cubs, I mean, they were throwing so many innings. I'm surprised their arm didn't fall off. Dusty never took them out of the game. And if you watch Major League Baseball these days, guys, like pitchers rarely go past the 6th inning, so they're not having that end their career early. So Dusty Baker just pitched those 2 kids to death, unfortunately, but
Mark Pryor.
they were really good. They were really good for a while.
Did you have a suggestion, Hype, to close it out?
Yeah. Well, for this question, I love this question. Nomar Garcia Parra had a little bit of that going too.
Yeah, but his was like when he was older in his career. Joe Burrow's only been in the league 6 years, guys. So like
he's
young.
That's true.
It
But this
seems
is
Yeah, we're
longer.
looking for Bright Flame Out.
Yeah, this is his 6th year. His first year, he missed 13 games, and then he missed another year with 7 games, and now he's going to miss another 13 games. So, like in 6 years, he's basically played a little over.
What
3
about Derrick
years.
Rose? He kind of had that.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
a
I like
good
that.
one,
That's
Derrick
solid.
Rose. Yeah, because he was.
He kind of put the
MVP,
team on his back
went
too.
to the
where it was just like all
finals.
him.
We just
then-
keep naming Chicago sports teams.
Dude. Holy cow, it's true. Yeah. Okay, what's another guy?
I
I
gotta
wonder
find
if
a
Penny
new
Hardaway had a little bit of that too.
Is there a Blackhawks
Um,
player that did that? I'm trying to think, but yeah. Wow, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is definitely somebody that could be in that category because there was not many other players that were good on his team either, right? It was like mostly him. He won the MVP.
Joakim Noah was on the team. He was pretty good. You guys had another winger. Was it Gerald Wallace? Who's the winger on that Bulls team? I don't think it was Gerald Wallace.
yeah,
I
but
can't
not
remember.
like any superstars or nothing.
Not really. Noah was probably the closest thing. He was all defensive.
He was
player,
just like
but-
a low-level all-star, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that-
maybe
yeah.
he would make
no
one once in a
offensive
while.
talent, a little offensive talent, lots of decent defensive talent. Derrick
But-
Rose is basically their main scoring.
And
option.
someone from our childhood, Penny Hardaway, could have turned into that. He
Dude,
might be.
Penny, man, Penny
Because
Hardaway.
remember,
was
Shaq
so
said
good.
Penny was just as good as
Yep.
Kobe almost. Like
Yep.
that's what level he was at.
Yeah, dude, Penny was so good, and then he got hurt, and then when he went to Houston, it just wasn't the same. He was still pretty
Right.
good, but like, dude, those years
Not
when
like
he was
he
with
was.
Orlando,
Didn't he go to the Suns too or something?
yeah, at some point, and then he played, I think, for the Knicks for like a year, but yeah,
But he had lots
yeah,
of he had lots
he
of
was at
injuries.
a really high level for a while, for like 3-4 years, maybe 5, and then it just kind of went down once he got injured. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Penny Hardaway. That one actually kind of rings true because Penny Hardaway never won anything either.
Right.
And that's kind of where Burrow's at. Never won an MVP, never won a Super Bowl, but everyone's like, dude, this guy's the guy. But he hasn't shown that he's the guy, but he could be the guy. So he looks like the guy, so he's the guy.
And he was
But then
on the
he
Hornets,
hurt.
or was it the Magic? Sorry, a franchise that was notorious for never making it
Yes,
anywhere.
that's
making
why
any
that's another
championships.
good comparison because it's like a cursed NBA franchise. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like the
Mhm.
Bengals are cursed right
And they
now.
lost Shaq, and then it
Yeah.
just fell apart. And
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
sports
Way to
analogies
go.
are cool.
Yeah.
It's a good
Well,
one,
I
Dave.
think that's a good end to the show, guys. Until Friday. Doug, we want to bring us out?
It's been an amazing week 2 of NFL football and week 2 for offensive. And we know that we've only been good for probably 5 minutes of the show. So shout out again to JJ McCarthy because we just love watching the Vikings score 6 points a game, baby. So, if I had to score this show, I'd give us at least 6.5. We'll see you next time on Offensive.
The wife wishes I could be 6.5.
I was trying, I was trying to make that more of
Damn it! I just hit end recording.
I was trying to make more of a thing about